Greetings, you lovely patient people, and very quickly, just before Vassalization starts talking, just be aware that when I first started playing through this game, this was not going to be a full playthrough, it was going to be a quick build test, which ended up becoming a full playthrough going all the way to the crisis, and, well, you'll see what happens. So, Vassalization is going to say things which don't really make complete sense all the time. Greetings all of you proud owners of participation trophies, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to a video where today we're going to be testing out some of the Civics, which are just that. They get the participation trophy. Certainly they tried to be a Civic in the past, but have never really been all that useful. But now, with the power of councillors, I actually think they're pretty decent at making an all-round useful legion. So today we're testing out parliamentary system and merchant guilds. So merchant guilds I've never really seen much use of because it's just not that good. It replaces some of your leaders with merchants, and outside of the Void Dweller origin, that's not really that fantastic because your normal leaders already produce quite a bit of resource, and this is just replacing one leader with another, which doesn't really give you all that much bonus. But now you have the Director of Trade. This will increase the trade value from clerks by 0.4 per level, up to a total, of course, of +4. Then, with additional increases, if you go down certain tradition trees and everything else, you're ending up with clerks with ridiculous amounts of trade value. And as we know, every YouTuber loves clerks. Clerks are the best, most friendliest of jobs. On top of this, clerks have actually been buffed in this DLC, well, in the recent patch anyway, so they're already giving way more trade value, so in combination with a high-level Director of Trade, you're looking at a really good trade value build in a non-megacorp setting, which I always absolutely adore. So merchant guilds are looking far stronger than they used to be. And then with parliamentary system, you get additional unity from your factions, which is never all that much, and you get factions at the very start of the game. I keep on trying to make this work, and I cannot figure out a brilliant way to use it, because it just isn't as good as the other Civics. However, now we have the Speaker of Parliament, which increases the council agenda speed, and since the agendas are probably the most powerful things in the game right now if you use them correctly, that is such a big deal. So with these two, you end up with a lot of governors as well in your empire, so a very low empire size. I think these two together can actually work pretty well for an all-round sort of build, not really rushing anything in particular, but having a very stable, very good start. This combined with the new authority changes, since you have to be democratic to have parliamentary system, and this now increases the faction approval, and also gives you even more unity from your factions. So as you can see, a lot of synergy there. And then with the Empire itself, we're going with the Fanatic Xenophile for even more trade value with merchant guilds, and we're going with Egalitarian because Egalitarian is just good. We're also going with one of the origins I also normally don't really rate all that highly. We're going with Subterranean, which basically means we can use any world to a certain degree, because we want a lot of population to really capitalise on parliamentary system. As for our species, we are cave dwellers, of course. We are incubators, quick learners, and thrifty. So incubators will help to counter cave dwellers because this will sadly slow down our growth, and we're going to go down the genetic route as soon as possible so we can have clone vats and all that other good stuff to really improve our species. And of course, we are the recycled legion because all this stuff is stuff from the past, but now I finally think it has a new lease of life. And yes, I will be choosing another Civic I never use in the future, which is Cutthroat Politics. It increases faction unity bonus. Our factions are going to be super important. Will now finally be the time we can use factions correctly. So as a final comment then, with all these factions and all the extra unity gain, it means we likely don't have to build too many unity buildings, which means we can focus on other things, trade value and lots of tech. That's where all of the value from this empire is going to come from. The trade value will be converted into trade value and consumer goods. We hopefully will get a federation early on for the trade federation type, and with that, because we're focusing on other things, I'm hoping this is actually a decent, easy to run build. One of those builds you can just turn your brain off, which is good because my brain is always off. We of course are using the usual settings. Hey everyone, Future Lathrix here, as is tradition with these 4 playthroughs. Just here to say very quickly that this was definitely one of the most relaxing and then one of the most stressful full playthroughs I have ever recorded. I absolutely love these Civics now, purely because of the counsellors, and although I have worked out ways to use them even better since recording this video, I definitely showcase that at least these are viable, now with the changes made to them. Now before we get back into the past and all the stress and calm and weirdness which happened in this playthrough, these 4 playthroughs are absolute algorithm poison, so likes, comments, any interaction really helps out so much and lets me keep making these videos, which I love making so much and is the reason I am here on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening to that rant, and now back to the past with all of the weirdness as mentioned. And so begins our Legion near the top of the galaxy. Okay, so obviously we're going with the usual start. What we really want is to find as many worlds as possible. Oh, and brilliant, we already get the pop growth speed increase, which means genetics isn't too far behind. And factions should be summoning in very, very soon. So we currently have 1 merchant giving us, there we go, 12 trade value in addition to our clerks, already giving 4 trade value, which will be increased drastically throughout the game. So our first 2 factions are the Alien Liberty Trust, giving us 100% approval already, and the Free Thought Group, already giving 95%. So, already, we are getting just over 20 unity from our factions. That honestly isn't too bad. Okay, statecraft is finished, and yep, I haven't built a single unity building yet. We haven't got like an immense amount of unity, but it's certainly getting there. Okay, we're going with transcendent learning because I do want my leaders to be as high level as possible. I also need some good governors. So currently we have one with Fertility Preacher, which is great. Ooh, Private Mines is difficult to say no to though, because that has been buffed as well. So if you get rank 2 with Private Mines, it's like 32 minerals now, which is just fantastic. Gonna be grabbing a lot of worlds thanks to our subterranean trait. So most of these are only going to be 50%, which isn't great, but it is enough to make it worth it, especially since, again, the higher population, the more unity we get from our factions. So it makes populations a bit more valuable, even if their jobs aren't giving you all that much. So we've got our new Member of the Parliament, and that is, of course, the Speaker of Parliament, which increases council agenda speed by 3% per level. So currently it's only 6%. After this is activated, that'll also increase their level by 2. In fact, increases everyone's level by 2. So that's an important thing. Well, the effective skill level, I should say. They're also a Fertility Preacher, so extra population growth to help counter our subterranean origins. We've also got very lucky with just loads of worlds nearby, though I think that might just be less luck and just more I'm not used to colonising every single world I see. So far, things are going kinda how I expected, very, very smoothly. Since we're not building any Unity buildings, but Unity is still kind of moving forwards, tech is going up, resources are going very high. I mean, look how much food I'm producing. It's kind of ridiculous. And we have a copious amount of colonies. And I'm not worrying about that silly 50% habitability where normally I would worry because it's awful. Minus 25% resources, less growth, more upkeep, more amenities usage. But they do have their uses. Again, the more people in a faction, the more unity it produces. So the population is giving more than they seem. Yes, this is getting very copy at this point, because I'm just trying to make it sound better in my head. I do think this is working, though, surprisingly. At least for now. Lovely, grab that. That's a relic world, which is fantastic, and then there's 3 more worlds there. Our population is going to skyrocket, and yes, I definitely want machines. Ooh, I could go down the synth route, rather than the genetics. It's definitely either genetic or synth, not cyborg, and definitely not psychic for this particular run. With our president now at rank 4, and this now being active, if we take a look at our factions, we're now getting around about 30 for our main faction, just shy of 21 for our second, and just over 6 for our third. That's a good amount of unity. Again, no unity buildings. That's kind of the rule I'm going with. I want to see just how much it can carry us, so we can just focus on other things. I want to see if it can carry us for more powerful other civics. Not like the one we have currently, but I want to see if it'll work in combination with other stuff. Yep, clerks produce an additional 1 trade value. So let's have a look-see now. Our clerks are now producing a total of 5.2 each. That's alright, honestly. That's not bad considering we don't have the merchant yet in government. It's rare that I want this event. Well, at least I want this outcome to the event. This is the improbable ceramics. Essentially, there was a cup just orbiting a star. And we can't do anything. It even ends with, when we could not stomach to keep investigating that damned thing. But this is the one I wanted, because I didn't want the research, I just wanted the influence. So I'm glad that our poor scientist just had a really rough time, because it means we can now grab 2 more systems straight away, and one of our scientists is leveled. Let's just go with Explorer, on as many levels as possible, please. So far, this has been an incredibly brain-dead build, and I absolutely love it. Especially after the week I've had. So it's just a matter of, you see world, you grab world. When you're on world, build the exact same thing on every single world and just expect it to have 50% habitability, and continue forward. Unity? Well, that's being taken care of for you. Your actual economy? Merchants. You just get merchants. It's really easy, and I would recommend it for new players, and I always love that, because some builds just should be easier to run than others. Is this a meta build? No, it certainly isn't. Is it fun? Kinda. Surprisingly. So one thing is the monthly Unity. Because we're not actually getting Unity from jobs, this is the kind of stuff we need. We need stuff which specifically says monthly Unity increased, not Unity from jobs, because Unity from jobs will give us nothing. Lathrix's tip of the day that you can take to the real world as well. Bribery will get you everywhere. Oh look, fanatic militarists. Well, guess what? Now you like us. Would you like a commercial pact? Sure you would. I just gave you things. Love is all about finance. There we go, gene tailoring at last. That is exactly what I've been after. Plus now, finally, our worlds are undergoing their upgrades. So once they're upgraded, this is when we start getting the merchants, which means that should be most of our economy. At the moment, all I've been doing is industrial district, research, and it's been going pretty well. We're nearing 1k tech, it's only 30 years in. Yes, our empire size is horrible, but once we finished off mercantile... Oh no, I was going to grab imperial prerogative. Less empire size from planets. We have lots of planets, that's good. Plus, more leaders. But now I kind of want to go down the genetic route early, since we're now getting the tech for it. That's gonna be a difficult choice. On the upside, more easy things to consider. There's a nebula over here. Nebulas are great. Star bases everywhere. That'll give us some gas. The gas will allow us to upgrade our research labs. So there we go. So this is why I really don't rate merchant guilds very highly outside of the new councillor. Politicians are fine. They just require a little bit of consumer goods and provide unity and amenities. A merchant doesn't provide any unity and just instead provides trade value. It's not strictly an upgrade, it's just different. I think, personally, that merchant guilds should also make merchants produce a tiny little bit of unity. That's what I would personally change with them. Now, does that actually make sense from a balance perspective? No idea. Probably not. I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but I just find merchants a bit underwhelming with Merchant Guild. But on the upside, money. Ooh, I'm hoping you're not one of our councillors. No, you're not. Okay, you can be an embezzler all you want, because you don't have access to my finances.
Construction complete.
Come on, let me activate this early. In a month or two we can activate this. This is Open Arms, which gives you more trade value and more xenophiles. Dink, there we go. I'm kind of running out of things to use. Give and take. Faction approval plus 10%. Oh, there we go. Faction unity gain plus 25% when activated. That's what we'll go with. And again, unity's doing fine. We're now on plus 129 as I stammer that through, and we have no unity buildings. I'm starting to think I'm just going to keep in more of my stammers because I do have a speech impediment, and lately it's been annoying editing them all out. Okay, I gotta be completely honest with you. When I first saw this lovely fellow's face, I thought it was the Earth. I don't know why. I need more sleep. Oh, I'm gonna call you Dirt. Okay, General Jin, at your service. I'm gonna say Earth and not Dirt. Oh my god, I do need some more sleep. I am an envoy of the numinous equilibrium. I have been sent to defend those in need and help bring about the end of tyranny. Accept my oath, and I shall put my arms at your service. And my legs, and if you're very good, even my left ear. Supreme Warrior. Army damage was 20%, morale increased, less collateral damage, which is nice. Every 10 days in ground combat, chance to instantly kill hostile army? I mean, that's pretty cool. You're a cyborg. You're a guardian. You're a heavy hitter, but you're also a recluse. I like your concept, but I don't particularly want you, I'm sorry. Yours is a civilization that celebrates equality, where any individual may rise to greatness on their own merit. Is this not reason enough? The founder of the Numinous Equilibrium. Numinous Equilibrium. Oh my god, Numinous Equilibrium. Oh my god, go away, you're destroying my speech. Okay, so, lovely. Obviously we don't really want droids. We're going to be, as soon as we have enough food, we're going to start building our clone vats, at least on our major worlds. So, I finished off Mercantile, so now we're getting loads of extra trade value, even though we're not really building much trade value stuff. The question is, what new civic do we want? Obviously, this is the one we're going to go with. It has faction unity bonus. It's all to do with the silly build we're currently going with, stacking one thing. The obvious correct choice is Masterful Crafters. We're getting increased trade value, which means the artificers are worth even more than usual. They produce more consumer goods. It's just the right choice. But we can't go with that because that would make this a decent build. So we're going with Cutthroat Politics, one of my other least favourite civics. In fact, I think that's the only 3 civics I actively don't like. I think everything else, even Shadow Council, I like because you can stack ruler pop output, which I find really fun. Plus the extra code breaking means you can go with a infiltration build. Are these the only 3 I don't like? Tell me in the comments what ones you don't like, because these are the only ones for me. I think. Off the top of my head anyway. Yeah, we're going to continue. Ooh, shall we swap over to the Prime Speaker for now then? I would like some more unity, so let's go with that then. And who was in charge? Was it you? Yeah, that was the person. Lovely. So that's going to slow down our agendas for a while, but if we let the month roll over, let's see how much unity we're actually getting.
Hastily.
123. Excuse me? That is loads. Oh my god, that's actually decent. Yeah, with the 100% approval. Oh yeah, we're also getting extra happiness. Okay, I'm not going to say it's good just yet, but that is pretty decent. Decent is the word I'm using a lot today, and it just fits incredibly well. Okay, we want that world, so can you please go over there and destroy them? That would be wonderful. Also, we have too many star bases, but at the same time, I do need the trade value from over here, so guess what? More star bases! Okay, so finally we've improved our species. So they've gone from adaptive to robust, they now have bigger brains, and they are thrifty. Meaning more trade value, of course. So let's just go to one of our worlds. Our clerks are now producing a grand total of 8.2 trade value each. This is because we now finally have the Director of Trade, although they are pretty low level, so that's going to improve as time goes on. I mean, 8 trade value compared to how it used to be, which was like 2 or 3. Is pretty nice, to say the least. This has been such a charming little run so far. I'm just surrounded by friends. My fleets are growing nicely. Our unity is actually doing fairly decently now. Look at that. We've just finished off genetics, so that now we have even more leaders if we wish them. And next we're going to try and form a federation with the Trade League next to us. That will mean that our trade value, which again is very good right now, will become consumer goods and unity as well. Again, not a single unity building in sight. We have now made our most glorious federation, which means it's a trade league. With the trade league, our trade value is now also becoming consumer goods and unity. Well, it turns out my entire economy was purely trade value. I knew it was a lot, I didn't realize it was the entire thing. 1,500 trade value, in fact, which was suddenly halved to make the consumer goods and unity. So I'm now having to sell back the consumer goods I'm making. It's a weird circular economy, based on dumb. Okay, that's diplomacy finished. Not that's really a big deal by itself. The question is, what do I grab next? Defender of the Galaxy will make everybody love me, so we can start making some vassals by abusing that. However, the Arcology project is awesome. Xenocompatibility. Wait, do I have a second species? Oh. Who are you? When did I get you? And who are you? Little little stone fellows. Huh. Well, we're not going with xenocompatibility anyway. The Arcology project would be interesting, to say the least. Now, we're not far off making our homeworld. You know what? Let's go for it, I suppose. So the archaeology project is what we're going to go with. I mean, it makes sense as well, considering it allows for so many clerks. We're currently underground, so we'll make the entire world like a giant, very creepy cave. Geological Consultant is one of the best things I've seen in a while. So when you clear a blocker, it gives you Unity. I think it used to be stronger than this, though it is only rank 1, I'm not too sure. But either way, it's 3 months of Unity each time I clear a blocker, so that's been really helping out a lot. Speaking about Unity, let's take a quick look-see at the factions. I mean, that's really nice. 365 Unity from our main faction, then 2, 3, 4, and then 35. You aren't super happy. And I kind of wish you weren't there, honestly. These two are what I really want to try and push, so I guess I could promote them? I mean, they're already happy, so it's not really going to do anything else, but sure. Promote both. Hopefully we'll get some of those to move over. Well, our neighbour next to us was incredibly weak after several wars, and here's the weird thing, I can't ask for resources from them. Why ever not? You can normally ask for resources from a protectorate. Currently, the protectorates I have are basically just giving me influence, that's why they love me so much. But I couldn't even ask this one. Oh, Smuggler's Port, well, that's not great. So there's a criminal organisation somewhere. Thankfully, pretty much all of our worlds have holdings thanks to our friends in the Commerce Guild, so I'm pretty much immune to that, but not great. I wonder if that's what's causing so much damage with you. That and the recent war.
Our ships have been made.
Oh, I just realised, we just destroyed the Empire, which was your vassal. That's where you accepted now. Okay. Interesting, very interesting indeed. Look at that xenophobe just causing all sorts of havoc there. So I found out what it was. It turns out it's because I have a trade deal with them. I've never made a vassal out of someone I have an active trade deal with before, apparently. How on earth is that possible? Through all the hundreds, okay, let's be real, thousands of hours I've played of this game, I've never had a trade deal with someone I then vassalized? That's weird, honestly. Let's build some battleships to make myself less confused, because that's more normal. Who are you? Weakling. Wow, super weak. Oh, you had the Void Dweller origin. Interesting. You are, however, brokenly weak. How do you have two? Okay, just to make sure, look, the swarm over here, superior, inferior, and then equivalent. That's kind of what you expect. I'm doing well. This one's beating me on one and slightly losing on one. Some of the empires over here must have got squished and just been in a constant state of war and bad deals or something. Okay, our very first ruler has finally reached level 8. So, because this wasn't a traditional leader-focused empire, it took a long time. Grey Eminence isn't exactly the one I wanted, but yeah, the empire size effect is pretty necessary right now. Our next leader, Driven Educator. What is this one? Pop amenities usage plus 10%, scientist experience. Ooh, research per pop. That wouldn't be much though. We have less than 400, so that's like 40 research. It is interesting though. Plus the extra experience gain for the scientists. Yeah, let's go with that one, I suppose. And you, I want things to be cheaper, thank you very much. And you, more trade value is very welcome. Speaking of which, more trade value, please. So now, rank 2, it's providing 6 months of Unity every time I remove one of these. A different scientist reached level 8, and they actually have Master Bureaucrat, which is what I was after, so they are the new head of science. However, they are gullible and intolerant. Just like all good bureaucrats should be. Okay, so we now have rank 3 Geological Consultant. So that is now 9 months of Unity every time I remove one of these. That is just insane levels of Unity, which I'm very, very happy about. One of our governors just leveled up. Sure, settler, that's fine. And we are now very, very close. Oh, in fact, we can now expand the council. I do want to activate this though, so as soon as I activate inner stability, then we'll go over to expand the council, and then we have all of our weird council members active. I really love the new version of the Warforge. Just giving more and more alloys each time you use it is so useful. makes it not broken at the start, and keeps it scaling throughout the game. I'm going to save up as much Unity as possible and try and get this as early as possible. I really want the final council member already. So I am now building the Science Nexus, that's why I'm trying to save up a little bit more alloys, and hopefully that'll happen soon. Ooh, the Director of Trade is leveled up. Obviously, Investor, rank 3. Glorious trade value for the legions. Okay, I've got to be honest, I've just been staring at this the whole time without realising I'm just staring at this. This empire plays itself. It is so relaxing. I can just watch asteroids be shot by things. I normally don't really get to do that, so that's nice. Okay, can you please go and sort out that? Because I wanted to use the Hidden Worlds ASAP. Thank you very much. One more level, then the Director of Trade will hopefully give us something good. Oh, also, you're about to hit 8. Excellent. So the Prime Speaker has, yeah, Galvanizer. We could replace them with someone else. Currently they have Reformer, oh no, but Reformer rank 3 is so good. And they have Fertility Preacher as well. Oh, you have so many other good traits, you weird little thing. Should be the next month. There we go. Okay, launch early, ta-da. And Council Agenda Speed increase. Now the weird thing is, we're actually going to go for one of the lower ranking minions. Because I want a specific thing. I want Visionary, and sadly all of my others don't have that. Yeah, you're a Pioneer, Industrialist, yeah, I can't see any which are Visionaries, which aren't already part of the Council. So I need you, the new low-level one, which has Fertility Preacher. Fantastic. So Speaker of Parliament, every level will increase the Council agenda speed by 3%, and of course their level also contributes naturally on top of that. I don't really want any of these. I mean, this one's nice. Yeah, sure, genetic pursuit. We are currently building lots of populations using the clone vats, so let's go with that. Only 78 months, that is quick already. Okay, Speaker of Parliament, let's see what happens when you really level up. Okay, one of our scientists has reached level 8. Ooh, Frontier Adventurer, which gives me monthly minor artifacts. Interesting. And you, Scholar of War, Artillery Focus, or Surgical Bombardment. Oh, definitely want that one. Well, kind of selling everything, and that's going to be it for now. Almost all of our worlds, then, are now being turned into Gaia worlds. I decided to grab World Shaper. So we have the Arcology Project and World Shaper, so we're going to have Gaia worlds and Giant City worlds. Repeatables are now happening fairly quickly. And everything's just looking better. Okay, so I'm focusing on energy weapon damage and strike craft more than anything. I'm now upgrading my ships to all use those, which is great. Vassals are now joining us because the swarm here, the Purifier Swarm, the Devouring Swarm, that's what it's called, is taking out more and more empires, so they all feel threatened, and thus they are flocking to me, which is great. I do have to have Will to Power on right now, which is, aha, finally it's finished. Okay, so let's turn that off, because I don't really care too much about influence. I just didn't want to go below 0, because then you get negatives. Can't remember exactly what you get for going below 0 influence, but I remember it's not good. Very close to having all the world's Gaia as well, which is fantastic. Let's have a look, see at our council, our factions, I should say. Wow, over 1,000 unity being generated just passively now through our factions. Okay, fantastic, and... you see, this is the trap one, Unified Focus. Again, I have no jobs outside of entertainers, which produce minimal unity, which actually produce unity, so that is utterly worthless to us. I don't really... Ooh. Does that increase the speed of turning a world into the Arcology Project? So it's 299 days, let's do this. And will it increase at the end of the month? I don't know. Maybe you have to do it from the start. I mean, I guess it is technically a decision, not a building. Either way, I would have went with that. It's just a random thought about turning our world into the beautiful arcologies. And well done to this governor, too. So, currently, we're producing 11.2 trade value each. That is for our most glorious clerks. and a little bit of unity thanks to the galvanizer here. So yeah, definitely the archaeology project is what you want to do if you're really going to go down the route of the director of trade here, because you can just get so many clerks so easily. It's a shame these don't give merchants. Of course, you could just build commercial zones everywhere, and they will give you merchants if you've gone down the mercantile route, which of course we have, because trade value is everything for us. We're now at 5k. Now, this is nothing like what you can get if you go down the route of a mega corporation. You can get so much more than this. But we've also got kind of everything else as well. Our economy is just great.
Research complete.
Okay, Science Nexus now reaching its final stage. Beautiful. And we are almost at 20,000 research now. Because of the trade value we're getting, it means we can just go mad with our scientists because we're just producing so many consumer goods. And that's exactly what we're doing. So, loads of merchants, loads of clerks, loads of researchers, and loads of border gore. I bet that's been annoying so many people. Okay, that governor is a master bureaucrat. The problem is they have absolutely nothing really to offer. In fact, they hurt me if I try to put them in a council position. I'll just let them live a nice, long, happy life. Whoa. Planet effects plus 30% habitability? Well, that's neat. An extra pop growth. Sure. Trying to save up for this should happen in a second. This is a really nice one. It'll increase all resources from my homeworld by 20% when it's active.
Complete.
And increase all specialists by 5% for a while. Which is nice. Oh, look at that. Wait, how did it get stored research? Oh, I remember. Reverse engineering. Still, things are happening nice and quickly, as you can see. Getting repeatables done very quickly, so our ships are getting more and more powerful. We already have hundreds of thousands of fleet power, which makes the swarm equal to us. And since we're part of a whole federation, the swarm will never attack us, basically. Such a relaxed run, another member of our glorious federation now. So the federation is pretty much the main power outside the purifiers. Then there's also this little federation down here, which I don't think is going to survive the purifiers, honestly, because the purifiers are scary. I'm very glad we're part of the super federation because, yeah, I don't want to die. I know, a weird take there, but death, not good, no. The Science Nexus has been completed, which of course is wonderful for us. Ah, still on cooldown. I do want the last of these to be... Oh no, I'm actually building the last ones now. Well, lesson learned. Okay, lovely. Some pirates appeared earlier, so let's grab... Actually, how did pirates appear? Oh, I thought because of the station here that wouldn't have happened, but apparently it did anyway. Well, is what it is, I suppose. Our tech now is just going mad. We have 25,000 research! And our speaker, where are you? No, our director of trade has the Grey Eminence, which means, yes, another minus 10% from the empire size effect. So it's still only 30%, even though our empire size has ballooned. This is a really powerful empire. Did I just get the tech? Nope, not quite yet. So I've ended up, rather than going with the Defender of the Galaxy, we're going with Galactic Wonders. This will enable us to build, well, things like the Matter Decompressor, the Dyson Sphere, and more ring worlds. There it is. Beautiful. Now back to that. Finally start building the Matter Decompressor over there. Let's start building the Dyson Sphere. Our potential is being reached. The rate in which we are doing repeatables is just astonishing.
Research complete.
Yeah, 8 months now. Just to get, well, look how highly ranked it is. If we were in a science federation, that would be even faster. In fact, if we had gone more heavily into science council members as well, that would be far, far faster. Instead, obviously, we've gone more into our economy. Because that was the whole point of this empire. So look, see our clerks now. Where's our main species? Wait, are none of my main species currently working as clerks here? That's kind of annoying. Okay, so you're producing quite a lot because you're thrifty, right? So 10.7, and that's without the bonus +2 to their levels currently active. Lovely. We're staying nice and relaxed, and yeah, we've done that, and I've just realised something. In my head, I thought I was a pacifist. No, I'm a xenophile, which means I can go to war. I could have gone to war with the Fallen Empire like 10 years ago and got loads of extra stuff, but I thought for a second I was a pacifist because of how chill this run has been. Whoa, that is dense even for me. I mean, even for me, that is pretty bad. I just want their homeworld anyway. So that should be the font of... Oh, actually, no, there's the font of knowledge. Then there's the archives. That's what else I want. Okay, let's move on out. We'll go to war with them in a second. Yeah, probably shouldn't have jumped in here with the fleet and that there, but still, we should counter their ships because we're ignoring shields completely and mostly ignoring armor because the arc emitters. Yeah, the station just changed onto our side without destroying the defense stations platforms. So now the enemy is completely caught off guard between both itself and its former allies, and yeah, that was a bit of a massacre, weren't it? Okay, so you... I wish you had the one to increase the size of your fleet, but I will go with that for now. Thank you. And if all of you could start bombarding the Font of Knowledge, that would be wonderful. I do have ground forces, but they're still currently being trained, so... Actually, I don't have ground forces. I will have ground forces. That's what I'm trying to say. Only 100. Yeah, we're going to be here bombarding for a while. Xenomorphs, please. Just the archives left now, and that's the 2 worlds we wanted. Ours. We're going to have to deal with the Devouring Swarm at some point. They were recently under attack from one of the other Fallen Empires, which is quite funny, which has weakened them somewhat. But I think I'll probably leave them until later, I guess? Okay, so a lot of stuff's going to need to be repaired, but there we go. Both of the worlds are now ours. And wow, do they have a lot of unemployment. So these pops will be slowly moved over onto our other worlds, because we have plenty of jobs available. And just to make sure we do, let's add an extra research ring to every one of these worlds. Well, looks like the Devouring Swarm decided to go completely crisis mode and is now trying to destroy the galaxy. So now the entire galaxy is at war with the Crisis Aspirant. I don't know the easiest way to get there, because all we need to do is destroy that. Any wormholes nearby, or am I going to have to just make the long move all the way down? I think I am, aren't I? Okay, well... Oh, okay, I can bounce over here. Why can I bounce over here exactly? Who knows? There's something here. Oh, God, it's such a long journey. Gateway there, then all the way along. Yeesh. Maybe that'd be better. Yeah, enter their territory there and then just go along, I guess. Move out, lads. So I've ended up swapping out the Prime Speaker. This one has less useful traits, but they are a Master Bureaucrat. So total now is, yeah, only plus 36% to our tech cost is ridiculously low for this Empire size. Because every single member of our government is reducing the effect. Okay, putting down the gateway, we have managed to successfully grab ourselves a second Science Nexus. Because I'm not pushing forward, it means all this will actually be our territory rather than just giving it to the Alliance here. Oh, that's one of my vassals. Well, at least I'm powering up one of my vassals while doing this. Also, because we went down the genetic route, although they are a hive mind, we can assimilate them, essentially freeing their mind. So I'm going to build a gateway here so we have nice, easy access. Once we've grabbed this system, or at least this world, so I can get past, then I can also grab a matter decompressor. A fully functioning one. If only they had a Dyson sphere as well. But after that, I think I'll be able to just jump straight into their home system and end all of this madness. Had to do a jump for that, but we managed to attack and destroy one of their cubes. They're so pretty though. But goodbye to that. And here we are. Now we need to take over this system. Oh god, there's so many worlds. Thankfully, it looks like most of them are pretty weak. Begin bombarding the homeworld, and then the engine will fall as soon as we capture that world. Well, the other empires are now caught up and they're taking the rest of the space. It turns out the whole galaxy versus this one devouring swarm didn't end well for the devouring swarm. Meanwhile, we are invading the home world of the swarm. So in a second, we should dismantle this. There we go, the engine has been destroyed. And there is the ruined engine frame. Oh, hopefully people will still vote for me as custodian. The war is still on, so I guess this is still the crisis war. So what I should do now is probably leave. We're gonna... it's gonna be kind of weird. We're gonna have the very end of this galaxy. So we control a little spike at the end. It's kind of a weird shape, isn't it? It kind of goes back on itself a bit. So, no Chosen in this galaxy. I thought they were spawning in every time, but it seems like not. Interesting. Anyway, let's just take what's left of all this. Then we'll return home, and hopefully the enemy can fight them off for another 1,000 days, so that we can become Custodian. I've just become the Galactic Custodian, just in time to see the Unbidden arrive very, very early. And right in my territory, you are kidding me! Okay, well, that is a problem. We also don't have Defender of the Galaxy, because originally this wasn't going to be a full playthrough. Okay, all fleets, please get your butts together right now. In fact, go to that gateway. Let's just get into position to defend ourselves right now, please.
Engaging hostile fleet.
Okay, here we are. Here's wishing I Defender of the Galaxy. Oh, crud. I mean, we beat it back at least. Okay, so I stopped 3 of my worlds from undergoing the archaeology project so I could buy gas and alloys. So I'm making loads of reinforcements in the background. I'm also changing 3 of my stations all into proper shipyards. I am going to do something silly. I am going to be the ultimate good guy. Because I am the good guy. We are always the good guys. No one ever believes that I'm a good guy, but I'm going to prove it through sheer heroic stupidity. I am going to jump all of my fleets here. This, I hope, will lure out this single fleet. Because this, as of right now, is the only anchor in the galaxy. If I can destroy this, I then have a quick moment to destroy the portal, which doesn't have much health itself. Then the invasion is over. Because they don't have enough fleets to permanently control the entire galaxy. The recyclers will perish. This is the moment we were made for. We are going to lose. But we're taking them with us. Come on, follow the ship. Did that actually work? Oh, well, that's just glorious.
Research complete.
Okay, so we're doing very little damage right now because we're still... Oh, God, that was perfect. Only lost 1 battleship? 3 battleships? Okay, rush right now. Yeah, the jump drives were still on cooldown, so our damage is pretty poor, but it should all be working by the time we get there. Okay, one thing I just noticed is that enemy actually has armor, so... Gonna need to chew through that with our strike craft. Please don't get too close to this thing. Actually be smart. Come on. No, battleships, what are you doing? You all have the same AI! What are you do- No, you definitely have artillery. Why are you getting so close? The ship will stay at long range, firing its long... These guys are doing it! Oh, it doesn't matter as long as some of you survive. Just... Okay, then his armor's gone, so now it's the hull. Now they're doing it in the right position. Oh, it could have just been their speed. Yeah, actually, that could have just been their leaders. That's my fault. Anyway, doesn't matter. Just keep firing at the darn thing. Okay, they're not coming back yet. They will, though. They should. Okay, one of them's heading back. I'm not quite sure. Well, actually, it's more than one. They're all stacked up. But the big fleet, for some reason, it isn't moving, which is great for us. Just keep going. We are the custodian. We protect when no one else can. Oh, Christ, you're slow. My allies are here, and they are distracting them. They can't get out of that fight. And because of that, and I think maybe just because of that, we're gonna make it.
Research complete.
You know what? They don't have the same AI. You guys have carrier. Yeah, I swapped to carrier later on. Your artillery. Yeah, because only the carrier ones have the whirlwind missiles. Because before then, I was just using disruptors and I changed my mind.
Engaging alien station.
Come on, take it out already. Minister of Defense max level, and you certainly deserve it, bud. It's done. Now we lose. So, I think their AI might either go here and just sit there forever, or might try and follow me, but if I jump at the last second, maybe they'll get locked in place. I just know that the AI from the Unbidden is apparently very exploitable. Personally, I've never been able to really pull it off, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Research complete.
Well done, lads. You took out the station, now you get destroyed. You lot are annoying, aren't you? Look how long it takes for the enemy to destroy these things as they run around.
A fleet has been lost. Be more careful next time.
Take out their construction vessels. Every time we see them, take them out. Okay, next time jump a little bit later. I kind of expected us to instantly start fighting then, apparently not. Okay, move away. They split up! Why did they split up? I mean, I'm fine with that, but why?
A fleet has been lost.
Okay, only for a few seconds.
Careful next time. Research complete.
So keep running away. This station has a communications jammer which slows down the enemy. Even if I lose all my fleets here, if I can take out one of their fleets, it's going to be a massive blow to them because it's going to slow down what they can actually do. Come on, strike craft kiting.
Be more careful next time.
Oh, just focus on those last 7. Oh, we didn't manage to take it out, but we did take out a lot of them.
More jump for the pile. A fleet has been lost.
Remember, there's only a limited amount now in space, and most of them seem to have coalesced in the super fleet. Oh my god. Remember when I said the Minister of Defense earned his max rank? He didn't. I somehow didn't send him in. He's been over here the whole time! I thought he grabbed everyone. I thought he grabbed it using... What? And my fleet is made up of a genetically enhanced lizard, a cyborg squid creature, and a psychic rat. Stellaris in a nutshell. For the glory of the galaxy! For the custodian, Bob. And for 0 frame rates. Oh, look at them tank. So many ships being destroyed by these tiny amounts of enemies, but still. At least it'll get the lag less and less as time goes on. As long as our battleships stay at the back, which they are, the strike craft will be doing work. Yeah, most of the enemies are dying with shields still up. So clearly it's just our damage doing all the work. Hopefully some of the enemies have strike craft or missiles or anything to get through the shield, so they're actually helping me. This is quite painful to watch, just because of the frame rate. Just 5 more of their largest vessels remain. 3, 2, gone.
Trying to attract your attention.
And as long as we didn't attract the attention of the big boy. Okay, this fleet's AI is clearly go after enemy ships. That's it, it's clearly what the AI is. And it's now, thanks to my ships earlier, in the very, very corner. We can clearly get within this territory, which means their construction vessels can never leave this blob. We've won. It's now just a matter of time to build up the fleet and go in. There is actually no difficulty left. We have won this fight. The unbidden is dealt with. We have their warlock. Glory to us. This ended up as a full playthrough. I love these new Civics. Wish I had prepared more for the endgame crisis though. We are good. And we are done. And we are the good guys. We have no owned pops. We are the custodian, not the emperor. We don't even have the fleet which costs the rest of the community. The few vassals I have are all research specialists and not being taxed very heavily. And of course we are going to protect them forever for that. We are the good guys. This is how we won. So with that, thank you so much for watching. The Unbidden are a permanent pet at the very top of the galaxy, and a reminder to all outside forces what happens when you try to fight against us, the United Galaxy. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. That was insanely fun, relaxing, and then very stressful. And now, I'm gonna go and have a lovely, lovely lie down.